Okay, so we're going to start out lying down on our backs today. So coming down to the floor and just bringing yourself into corpse pose, Shavasana, arms wide open, feet apart, and just closing down the eyes. And taking in a beautiful deep breath into the chest, into the belly, and side out. And then slowly let your back muscles fall into the mat. And allow yourself to just feel into the sensations of the floor, of your hands, your calves, your lower back. With every exhale, see if you can get more of your lower back onto the mat. So really allowing that sense of calm to form into the floor. There's nothing to do right now, nothing to say. So just allowing that inner quiet to come through. The mind might be rushing. See if you can just let that go. And today we're really going to be focusing on bringing energy into the body. So finding with every breath that revitalized feeling. And with the exhale, letting go of old stale energy. So almost like a detox with every single breath. So the inhale brings in fresh prana energy into the body. And the exhale actually shuttles out all the old stale energy out of the body. And this is how the body recycles energy from 50 trillion cells. I'm just using the breath today as a tool to revitalize and energize your breath and your body and your mind. Just 2 more breaths here, feeling into those sensations of the actual breath, that cleansing feeling. And then slowly bring your hands onto your belly. We're going to breathe into the belly using our breath of fire, the Kapalabhati breath. So having your hands just above the belly button. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, force out the exhale. So it sounds like this. So just breathing 10 rounds and then taking a nice deep in-breath. So starting with a deep, beautiful cleansing in-breath. And exhale. And then inhale deeply. And let that go. We'll do one more round like that. Inhale. Inhale. And then sweep the arms above the head, stretch out, point the toes, really activate into the abdomen. Exhale, flexing into the feet. Hands come behind your neck and bring your head towards your chest. And from here, bring your right knee and bend it in towards your towards your sit bone. And what we're going to do is create a bit of activity into the abdominals today. So on your inhale, keep your shoulders and your neck up above the floor. On the inhale, bring your right or left foot up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, lower your leg down to just about 5 centimeters off the floor. Engage the belly here. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lower. Just start feeling the little muscles at the bottom of your belly working. We're going to do 5 more of these. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Engage, really hug the belly to the spine as you lower down. And the secret here is to move slowly. So inhale as slow as you can to the top. And on the exhale, lower as slow as you can down. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now just hover the leg about 45 degrees. And we're going to bring our right elbow in towards the center. And from here, we're going to, on the exhale, bend into the knee towards our elbow. And inhale, straighten. We're going to do 5 of those as well. So exhale, opening up, press into the elbow. Exhale, straighten. And just really waking up that inner fire, that inner digestive system, and our core, the muscles that support us through the day. And then slowly bring your hands back to neutral, straighten into the arms, and just again, just give yourself a little bit of a stretch. And then hands come back behind the back. Left knee bends this time. And on your exhale, straighten into the right leg. Flex into the foot to activate into the hamstrings. Again, keeping shoulders and your neck off the mat. Exhale, straighten into the leg as slow as you can. Inhale, open up. Lowering down. And inhale, lift. Slowly moving. And see if you can notice the little muscles in your top leg and the lower abdomen muscles working here. We're working below the actual visible ab muscles. We're working into the transverse abdominis, which is below, which is our center core. And then slowly bringing your left elbow in towards the middle. And exhale, bending into your knee. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. You should feel a nice little waking sensation happening into the abdominals. Really letting all the air out on the exhale. 2 more this side. And then slowly coming back down to the mat. Just hug your knees into your chest and just really bring your neck back up to the center. And from here, we're going to just place our hands in the creases of our knees and start rolling onto the spine. And when you're ready, coming into a seat. So from here, lifting into the shoulders, inhale. On the exhale, slide the shoulder blades behind the spine. Inhale, lift. And on the exhale, coming down. One more inhale, opening up and rolling the shoulders back. And then swapping sides. So inhale, lift, and exhale, roll forward. We're really just creating a bit of an awakening in the chest now. We've woken up the abs. We're next working into the shoulder blades and the chest. And from here, inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. So we bring some energy into the arms, really stretch into the palms of the hands. And on the exhale, bending to the right. So we're opening into the left oblique. Press into your left sit bone. So it pushes into the floor. There's this opposite action happening. Your arm is stretching towards the ceiling and your sit bone is stretching to the floor. Inhale, coming up. And exhale to the other side. Again, just really pressing your right butt into the floor. One more breath here. Slowly coming back to center, clasp the hands behind you, roll the shoulders back, chest open, chin to chest. 3 deep breaths here. And slowly from here, just lean forward so we bring some awareness into the lower back, relax into the head and the shoulders. And then slowly coming back to center and finding tabletop, hands on the mat, wrists under shoulders, knees under your hips. And again, we're going to work into waking up the inner core. So press your hands into the earth. And we're going to lift the right knee off the mat. And on your exhale, bringing it through towards your left wrist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right wrist. Inhale, back. And on the exhale, left. Last one to the right. Bringing that knee back to the center. Tuck both toes in. Press into the mat. Lift both knees off the mat. For 5, 4, belly to spine. 3, 2, 1. Knees back down to the earth. Press into the, especially the right hand, lifting the left knee off the mat this time. Exhale, bringing your knee through towards the right wrist. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Left. Same to the right wrist again. Exhale. Really curling that knee in towards your belly. And then coming back to center. Big toes touch, knees wide, open up, forehead down to the mat. Balasana, child's pose, just for a second. Giving your belly a little bit of a rest. And slowly on the inhale, coming back up. Hands into the mat, knees close together. Press into the earth. This time, left arm stretches out and right leg stretches out to the side into our bird dog. Flex into your back foot. Press into the left hand. And from here, your elbow and knee meet in the middle. Really pressing into the right hand. Inhale, stretch. And exhale, coming through. Reaching out, find your balance. 2 more like that, stretching out. And then coming back down to the mat. From here, just leaning into the left hand, right arm stretches out. Left leg floats up to the ceiling. Flex into the foot and exhale into the center. Inhale, stretching out. And exhale. Keep moving, 3 more. So in the belly space is where our willpower sits, our inner fire. So today we're just really opening and igniting that inner energy. Last one. And then coming back to center. We're going to just take a nice twist. So right arm reaches to the ceiling. And on the exhale, threading the needle through, bringing your head down to the mat. Press into the floor with your left hand. Really create an opening into the right side of the body. And from here, straighten into your left hand. So we create more of an opening into the left. So we have this yin and yang happening, opposite stretches, lower right and upper left. 2 more breaths here. And slowly bringing your hand back down to the mat. Press into the floor, stretch out. And bring your hand down to the mat. Same on the other side. Left arm reaches up. And exhale, threading the needle through on the other side. 3 breaths. And straightening out into that left arm. Again, feeling that opposite sensation. And then slowly pressing hands to the mat. Again, just firming into the hands. Tuck the toes under. And again, hovering the knees off the mat. Belly to spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hips into the air, downward facing dog. Deep inhale here. And on the exhale, coming back down to your hover. Exhale, opening up. Inhale, coming knees back down to the mat. Keep the belly engaged here. Exhale, expand. Last one, inhale. Whew. Those quads should be warming up now. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now just pedal out the legs. Noticing the beautiful sensations happening in the calves, in the hamstrings. And when you're ready, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, stepping forward, coming into a halfway lift here, stretching out and lower down. Press into the earth as you rise all the way up. And exhale, hands behind your back. And what I want you to do is clasp the hands together and then bring your right hand behind the left body here. So we're creating a little stretch into the shoulders. So make sure that the shoulders pulling down. It's 2 breaths here. And then on the other side, so sliding the arms down and then to the side. And then slowly unclasp from there. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands into your heart space, into the heart center. Closing down the eyes for 1 second. Just focusing into this inner energy that you've created. Again, just visualizing the breath, bringing fresh energy into the space. You might bring in a little mantra this morning. Might go, I'm energized, I'm full of life, I'm full of joy. Anything that makes you feel like you can just get up and go. Just 2 more breaths here. And then slowly from here, inhale, let the arms stretch out to the ceiling. And on the exhale, float down towards the mat, belly to spine here. Wrap your head down towards the floor. Inhale into halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Hands down to the mat, stepping your right leg back into crescent lunge. Lower the back knee down to the floor, untuck the toe. Inhale, rising up. Squeezing your inner thighs together. Exhale, twist towards the left knee. Exhale, hand comes down to the mat into a twist. And bringing your hand to the floor, untuck the toes into plank. Belly wraps to spine. This is called a Uddiyana Bandha, sitting at the below the belly button. Here's a little lock. And from here, we're just going to activate into the lower belly space. So from here, on your exhale, inhale, lower the knees down to the mat. Press your hands into the floor. Inhale, or exhale, straighten into your knees. Inhale, lower. This is quite an interesting one. Exhale, straighten. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, straighten. Slowly bring the knees down to the mat. Press into the earth. Hug your shoulders in. Elbows in. Exhale, lower your bend into the elbows. Chaturanga Dandasana. All the way to the mat. Wrap your elbows together. Inhale, press into the earth. And on the exhale, coming back up, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. On your exhale, stepping your right leg forward. Lower the left knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Thighs hug to each other as you inhale, lift. And on the exhale, opening up to the sides, twist. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring your hand down to the mat for another variation of the twist. And then hands down to the mat into plank, pressing up. Again, we're going to do a little activation into the core. So inhale, bend into the knees. Exhale, straighten. Inhale and open up. Last one. And letting that go. Knees back down to the mat, elbows hug in, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift into Cobra. And on the exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Look to the front of the mat. And on your exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Press into the earth as you rise all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, floating back down towards the mat. Halfway lift. And letting that go. Hands to the mat. Right leg steps back. From here, keep your right knee off the mat as you rise into your crescent lunge. From here, bring the hands into prayer, finding a spot to focus on the floor. Inhale, lift into the spine, and on your exhale, twist onto your left knee. Press your hands into the earth, opening up. Find the energy in the back of your leg. See if you can twist even further towards the wall. From here, open the arms up, creating a little bit more space. And then exhale, hands coming down to the mat, stepping into plank. This time, knees on or off the mat as you lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Chest forward into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, left leg steps forward. Right leg meets left. Halfway lift. And fold. Press into the earth as you rise all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Halfway lift. And let that go. Hands to the floor, left leg steps back, finding your balance. Inhale, pressing into crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down towards the mat. Inhale, lift. And exhale, twist. Really press your opposite hands into each other. Again, that yin and yang. And from here, opening up your hands into more of a balance. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step into your plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Taking a beautiful in-breath here. And stick your tongue out for lion's breath. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Bend into the knees as you step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, melting back down. Halfway lift. And fold. Hands down to the mat, right leg steps back. This time lowering into the knee. We're going to combine the two, untuck the toes. Inhale, rising up into crescent. Exhale, twist. Inhale, hands back to center. Exhale, hands into prayer. Inhale, lift in the spine. Exhale, twist over your knee. From here, find your balance in your front leg. Untuck the back leg, stepping into your twisted crescent lunge. Opening up the hands. And on your exhale, hands come back together to the mat, into your plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Well done, yogis. That was a good sequence. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Step forward. Halfway lift. And fold. Breathing in as you rise all the way up. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Halfway lift. And melt down. Hands on the floor. Left leg steps back, lowering down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, pray. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist over the right knee, pressing your hands into each other. And then coming up into your twisted crescent lunge, straightening into the back foot and opening up the hands. Beautiful. Hands down to the mat, stepping into your plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. Beautiful. From here, inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, coming back down to the mat. Halfway lift. And lower. Hands down to the mat. Right leg steps back. Lower down to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, hands into prayer. Lifting into the chest. Exhale, open. Pressing into that back foot, into your crescent lunge. Opening up the hands. From here, bring your hands back down to the mat. And on your exhale, set your left leg into three-legged dog. Ekapada Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Stretch into the right foot. Hips are square. Inhale. And on your exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Belly to spine. Inhale, stretch. Exhale to right elbow. Inhale, open. And exhale, lift. Lifting up. Exhale to right elbow. Hover here for a second. Place your foot down on the mat. Find your balance in the left and come into fallen triangle. 2 breaths here. Exhale, hand comes down to the mat. Bring your knee back into your chest. 3-legged dog. Lower into the right leg. Place the left foot behind the right. Open up into Wild Thing. And then slowly coming back down to the mat. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Step forward. Halfway lift. And fold. You should really feel that prana, that energy building up now in the body. And exhale, moving through. Just steady with the breath. Inhale, lift and fold. Beautiful work. Left leg steps back, lower down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift. And exhale, twist to the other side. Pressing into your back leg as you lift up and open. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. Stepping into your Ekapada Adho Svanasana. And from here, exhale into your right elbow. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, twist to the left. Lifting up. And exhale to the right. Feel that fire in the belly. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hover to the left. Hold it for a second. Place your foot down. And coming into your fallen triangle. 2 breaths here. Slowly bring your hands down to the mat. 3-legged dog. Place your right foot behind the left one. Twist open, belly towards the ceiling. Opening up. And then slowly bring your hands back down to the mat. And just bring your knees down to the earth for a second. Big toes touch. Head towards the floor. Coming into a little bit of a rest. So now just balancing the yin and the yang. We've created all this energy. We've created all this fire. And now just allowing a little bit of rest. So in life, it's really about finding that balance. Having that fire in your life. Having all that energy. But then also knowing when to let go and just take it easy. And slowly from here coming up back to center. We're going to sit on your mat to the side. So just having your knees out facing the front and just leaning on your left sit bone. From here, we're just going to take a nice twist. So inhale, lift, and then just twist back to the side. And from here, you're almost checking your range just to see how far that twist can go. And from here, bring your hand back to the center. And on the exhale, let your hands float down towards the floor. So straightening out into your top hand. Keep your knees into the side. Keeping them stacked on top of one another. And from here, what we're going to be doing is lifting your, keeping your bottom foot glued to the floor, lifting your middle foot, or your middle foot, your top foot about 5 centimeters off the floor. Engage into the belly here. Flex into your foot. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting. And on the exhale, lower. Just repeating 5 in your own time. And as we move here, we move into more of the subtle inner muscles. These are your deeper core muscles that really find, protect, and keep us standing upright. These are the foundation of our core. So this is the quadratus laborum we're working, which is underneath the obliques, which is these usual side muscles that you can see. And then from here, keep both feet together. This time, knee lifts off the mat. Opening up. And see what's happening with the breath. You can bring that back to normal now. It's quite a good, energizing flow. And just 3 more knee lifts here. You should feel mostly in the inner groin, but also maybe in the outer glute. Last one. Now keep the knees together, and this time lifting both feet off the mat together. Each time we build on this little sequence, we just work deeper into those finer subliminal muscles. And often this is what, like we often work on what we can see, the exterior. But often it's the internal that's more important or has more foundation than what we can physically see. So that counts in our muscular structure, but also in the emotional and mental spaces, energetics. Beautiful. From here, bring your left or right arm over your left ear. And again, we're going to lift into both our feet, but bring your head up to the side. So now we're involving the upper obliques as well as the lower ones. And exhale, lift. Last one or two, actually. One more. Beautiful. And then just start pressing into your top hand and let your weight start leaning into your left hand, straighten into the legs. So what you want to really feel here is a deep opening into the side body. If you're not quite feeling it, you can move your left hand further away from the body. If you're feeling that's too intense, moving it slightly back. Notice the different sensations happening. So our side bodies often get quite atrophied or tired from not being used much during the day. So involving twists and side body work after work is really good for bringing in a little bit more energy into those spaces. Beautiful. And bend into your knees and just coming back into a seat. We're going to take that twist again. So inhale, lifting, and on your exhale, twist. And just notice the difference between your first range of your twist and the second one. For me, there's a definite shift in the openness that's been created from that exercise. Now just rolling onto the other side. So just bringing your knees into to the left. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, twist, finding that space. And when you're ready, hand comes down to the mat, straighten into the legs, and lower down to the floor. Bending into the knees, pressing into the front hand, left hand. And we're going to start with lifting the top foot off the mat. So keeping the knees glued together, just lifting about 5 centimeters off the mat. You don't need a lot more than that. And exhale, lower. Just repeating 5 in your own time. And the slower you move, the more activation and sensations you will feel in the leg and in the lower abdomen. So you should be feeling it here. If you're not sure, you can bring your hand just above the hip bone and just feel that little sensation of this movement. Last one here. And then feet together, lifting into the knee now. Again, you can just leave your hand here to feel the different sensations of those little micro muscles moving here. Last lift here. Beautiful work. Knees together, both feet lift off the mats. If you feel your mind starts wandering here, just noticing that revitalizing inhale and the detox of the exhale. Last one here. And then bringing your hand over the right ear and lifting into the side body, lowering down. Last little lift here. Beautiful. Coming down to the mat, straighten into your legs and finding that stretch on the side. And here you might be different to the left side. So just noticing where you feel that sensation more in the hand. So playing around with that opening into the side body. And then slowly bending into the knees, coming back into center. Again, just taking that twist. Exhale, opening up. And notice if that's opened up with the range for you in your twist. And slowly coming back to center, knees together, coming into boats. So again, finding your hands into the creases of your knees, lift into the chest, and then start leaning back so we can find that floaty feeling of the feet off the mat. And see if you can bring your feet to 90 degrees. Really engage the belly here. Once you have the sensation, you might bring your hands out to the side. Notice what happens when you lose that. Are you losing that sensation of the chest forward? So if you feel like you've rounded, just bring your chest back into the space before you bring your hands out. If you really want this energetic openness to the ceiling, chest forward, even though we're slightly leaning back. From here, we're going to exhale, straighten into the legs, hands come forward. Inhale, open up. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, hands into the floor or hands towards the knees. Last one here. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lift. Beautiful. And then just bring your knees back down to the earth. Let your toes just almost touch so they're hovering off the floor. Hands towards the front of the mat. And from here, belly wraps to spine as you lower for 10 counts. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Knees into the chest. Wow, that's a good one. And just rocking from side to side. Bring your feet down to the mat. We're just going to do one back bend to just counter all that belly work we've done. So pressing your hands into the mat, feet into the floor. Press your hips to the ceiling on the inhale. Really emphasize the energy in the feet here. So you feel this real opening happening in the front of the chest. Inner thighs squeeze together. And see if you can release into any tension in the glutes. So the energy is coming from your feet instead of the glutes. And then slowly bringing that spine back down to the mat. Slow as you can. Feet mat distance apart. Just windscreen wipe the legs. And then when you're ready, bringing your feet out into Shavasana. Just bring the arms up towards the ceiling for one little stretch. Really finding that opening in the belly, flex into the feet, and then point them to the bottom. And then bringing the hands next to your side, closing down the eyes. And let go of everything. So really let your body flow into this ease of energized, alert, but also at rest. Slowly bring your awareness back into your space, deepening your breath, moving fingers and toes. Moving the head from side to side, really getting a nice little stretch into the neck. And then hands reach up above the body, stretching out. Flex into the feet again, just finding that beautiful waking up. And then slowly rolling onto your side. And pressing your hands up towards the floor, coming into a seat. Bringing your hands into heart center, just creating a little sense of gratitude for spending this time on the mat this morning. Bringing your head down towards the hands. Deep inhale here, acknowledging the belly space, that inner fire, that inner energy in our core. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'll come and unmute you.